Hey guys, BMR here today with a rotation tier list update for the next throwback rotation meta, which will be Azvaldt. So this is actually the expansion that we started Shadowverse Master on, and it's a post-mini expansion environment. So let's get right into it. First deck that you're going to need to watch out for is Wrathblood. So this deck, it should have the unnerfed Flora spell. So essentially all you need to do is overwhelm them early. So if you have Scorching Grandiosity, you usually just win the game. You play this, you ping yourself 3 times after that, and then you drop Flora, so your opponent will struggle to clear it. And then basically, you clear the board every turn, you draw a heap of cards using cards like Bite, Raging Commander, etc. And then on turn 7, you can usually go for an OTK using Garadeth for huge amounts of damage. You can also use cards like Darnarake and Vania to do poke damage, or even combo on the lethal turn. So Wrathblood was one of the strongest decks during this meta. You're definitely going to want to play it if you want to pick up some cheap and easy wins. The next one, also a fan favorite, is Enhanced Portal. So this deck was also quite crazy during this expansion, mainly because they buffed a card, or they released a card, I should say, which was Judith, which counts as a condemned follower and has a heap of effects. Once again, I don't think any of the cards here are nerfed, so there'll be the pre-nerf version, which means this deck is insanely strong. You basically pick your choice of Highlander cards, and then you go crazy with them. So you've got a heap of healing, sustainability, ODK, survival. You know, you've got Yonelise, you've got Summon Divine Treasure. You've got always really strong Angel's Blessing, Uranus, all of that type of stuff. It's all unnerfed. So this deck is extremely strong. All you need to do is reach Evo turn, Cutthroat, Evolve, and then after that, all of your enhanced effects only cost 2 play points. And then once you reach around the 7, 8, 9 play point mark, you can start doing massive combos, especially on 9 play points. You can OTK them using Cutthroat's 9 enhanced effect for it's 10 damage. And then after that, it's just super easy. On top of that, you also have the option to deck your opponent out using Auto Bahamut. So overall, this deck was very versatile despite only having 1 copy of each non-condemned card, and is again one of the strongest decks of the meta. Okay, moving along to the tier 2 decks. So Loot Sword and Spellwun Rune, they did become a little bit weaker because of the sheer strength of Wrathblood and Enhanced Portal. But effectively, Loot Sword, always a fan favorite, very, very strong deck and skill dependent. So essentially with this deck, what you need to do is you need to get to 7 loots either fused or played. In order to achieve this, use cards like Stormwreck First Mate to really stack it up. And then all of the other guys either generate Rally or they generate loot. And then eventually you can go for an OTK using Barbaros. You've got some random combos like Tidal Gunner and multiple flags, so double Tidal Gunner for instance. So ultimately this deck was highly skill testing. It's still strong despite the fact that it's in tier 2. And if a really good pilot will be able to pick up a very large number of wins. So the next deck will be Spellwun Rune. So Spellwun Rune in this expansion still had access to Angel's Blessing, which is one of the best rune spells ever printed with Spellwun Rune, and then also has a huge amount of burn options. So Samael, it's Raining Blades, Crushing Rain. So the idea is basically stack up your spell boost, decrease the amount of cards in your deck. You can always go for Uranus OTK depending on the situation. And then basically, once you have enough kind of burn spells, you just go to their face, evoke Samael, use Crushing Rain, use Raining Blades, etc. And also, Questral Mage, you can combo with the Raining Blades to get huge amounts of drain. So the deck is surprisingly able to survive for a very long time, and also it has a lot of burst damage out of nowhere. So definitely quite a strong deck. Oh, apparently I also won 11 win streak with this deck. But I think that was a pre-nerf version. So if I recall correctly, this adherent of elimination build will definitely be not here, given it was completely broken and pre-mini to my recollection. Okay, Discard Dragon. So Discard Dragon, I think this deck was also quite strong. So Lumior and Argente, I think they just got released around this timing. So essentially what you need to do is you just need to ramp, and you also need to discard around 4 times, but that's very easy when you get Argente to ramp. And then you basically cycle through your entire deck, and then you have heaps of disruption options like Yonelise to heal for 6, Phylene to kind of block the opponent's OTK options, and then you also have stuff like Drizael and Noir and Blank and all of that type of stuff. So this is very much a fan favorite deck, very popular in ladder around the time of the release, and it did end up being a strong deck competitively, even though it is a tier 2 deck. And then also tier 3 deck actually. Yeah, tier 3 deck. And the final deck, we have Commander Sword. So this deck did see play in the the Rage Grand Finals in spring 2023. So this deck effectively just tries to get the OTK. I think it's when you play 10 Commander followers this match, you get to invoke this card, and then when it invokes, you put a Commander follower in, it can attack 2 times, and then basically go for the OTK with Forged Weaponry. So overall, this deck didn't see too much play, but it did have some level of competitive success. Apart from that, if you want to check out any of the deck lists, always go to shadowversemaster.com. So we've got all of the tournament results and also some ladder win streaks. So if you go to tournaments, you can just check them out. And we'll have the deck list and the analytics for each of these events. So help yourself. This Throwback rotation is all yours with the power of Shadowverse Master. See you guys next time.